Hello guys, in this video we are going to do some more enumeration. We are basically going to use CrackMapExec, and we are going to use the module, the SMP module, to do some enumeration for the shares, which we have done before, but this is just another way to do it. We are going to do shares, we are going to do sessions, we are going to do disks, we are going to do some logged on users, and also we are going to see how you can enumerate domain users as well. So let's go ahead and start. How do we start? We start by starting CrackMapExec. We are going to do SMB, and we want to do the ranges of IP that we got, which is that 50 all the way to that 55. Okay, then we want to authenticate, we want to use the EPSEC user and the password 12345. And what we want to do is we want to run the share. So we are going to enumerate the shares for all those servers. And what this one will give you, it will give you the share name, and it will give you the permissions that this EPSEC user has. And as you can see right now, we do have admin access to the web. We still haven't run anything. We haven't run any command yet because we haven't done that. So on a later video, we are going to run in commands, and we are going to be disabling the firewall and doing some cool stuff that we can do from the PowerShell commands through CrackMapExec or CME. So as you can see right now, and as you can tell, for the for the A, which means the AD, and this one is a domain controller, we have is listing. It looks like it is a little bit all over the place. So for the web, we have read and write. As you can see over here, we can go ahead and copy that, and we're going to paste it in cherry tree. For AD, we have no permissions. For web C, of course, we have read and write. So that's cool. You can see that. For web IPC, looks like we don't have anything, even though we are an admin there. For the domain controller, no permissions, so we cannot access that. For IPC, share, and the domain controller, nothing. Then we have for the file share, looks like it tried to authenticate. So I guess we were able to authenticate. You can see it right here. Then for AD, for the net logon and the sysvol is the one that has the group policy. You can see that we can read it. We can take a look at that later. We can go ahead and copy that and paste it. That's some good information. Then we see for the student, enumerating the shares. For the student server, we can see that we don't have any permissions to any of the shares. But for this priv, we have read and write. So let's go ahead and save that. We can take a look at that later. Now we can see we enumerated, and if we have read and write, we're going to be able to access that share. So if you do SMB client like we used before, we are going to be able to access it just like the way that we access the file share. And the one that we accessed was the file share AD, was this one. So we can go ahead and copy and paste that. We can also, in cherry tree, we are going to copy and paste this one as well, so we can gather that good information. Clear. So the other one that we want to do is take a look at the sessions, see if there's any sessions going on all those servers. You can see again, telling me that I have admin access, so that's cool. Okay. So I don't see any sessions going on. All right. So CrackMapExec takes a little bit of time, so I'm just going to go ahead and open a new tab so I can basically keep going. Paste, and instead of sessions at the end, we want to go ahead and enumerate, let's say, the disks. See what we have, disks for all those 6 servers. And if you haven't noticed yet, we do not see 51, or we do not see 52. It looks like they are not working. So we can see that for the web, we see A and we see C, and also we see D. But for the other ones, we're not able to see anything else. And that's probably because we have local admin access, and it's telling us right here, pawn. We have local admin access, right? Cool. So this one hasn't completed yet. And this one seems like it's stuck. Come on, CrackMapExec. Let's go ahead and just do another tab then. See if that's done. No, not done yet. Let's go ahead and zoom in, paste that out, and another something else that you can enumerate, which is a really good command, is the logged on users. See if we have any logged on users in here on any other servers. And if we have any logged on users, what we could potentially do is, you can see it right here, this is some good information. Logged on users. So we're going to go ahead and copy that and paste it into cherry tree. And let's go ahead and just we don't really need this, because this is just the saying that the server is logged on over here basically. But this is some really good information. We can see that Jenkins admin is basically, it has a connection on the pen testing Jenkins. And what that means is that, what can we do with this information? Well, what we could do is, since we are a local admin on this web server, but we're not a domain admin, if this guy is a domain admin, we are going to be able to dump the hashes, dump the LSA hashes, and we can use a pass the hash attack, and we can get a session with this Jenkins admin if it is a domain admin. We can go ahead and take a look at that by, if you guys remember when we did the LDAP domain dump, I think LDAP domain dump, we save it in data. This why is good. Or actually, we can just go ahead and in cherry tree, if we go to domain enumeration, where we did all the domain enumeration, you can see the domain admins over here. You can see the Jenkins admin, and we also have the password ready for that. But we can also do some dump the hashes and all that cool stuff, so we can get the hashes for this. So just another way, because we're not going to use this. We are going to say like we don't have this, but we can verify that he's indeed a domain admin. Awesome. Cool beans. And from here, we could have just go to domain users by group, I believe. Yep, domain users by group, and we open this in Firefox. And in Firefox, whoever open, we could have seen who is in the domain users group, all of them. Who is a domain admin? You can see that Jenkins admin is a domain admin as well. Awesome. That's why it's good to do enumeration, just different ways to do enumeration. So logged on user, we copy and paste that in the cherry tree. And the last one that this will tell you is that you could get is the users. So this one would try to get all the domain users. So if you run this, there you go. So whenever you hit the .50, the .50 is the one that it is the domain controller. And since this one is the domain controller, we were able to gather all that information over here. Because 55 is not a domain controller, 53 is not a domain controller, 54 is not a domain controller, but that 50 is a domain controller, and that's why we were able to do the users enumeration. So we were able to be authenticated with the IPsec and password 12345. Even though he's not a domain admin, we were still able to query all this data, right? All these users. And this one will tell you the bad password count. You can see the bad password count for this one is really high. They should probably take a look at that. And yeah, so this is set for this video. On another video, we are going to be doing a little bit more of enumeration. I just don't want to make this really long video so you guys don't get bored of me. Thank you guys for watching.